Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to BodyBags. It's week 229, and I'm your Sunday host, Bourgie86, here as usual to give you that Sunday review, guys. Yes. And the film I got for you guys today is a film from 1976. It's a creature feature, and it's also the directorial debut of Jeff Lieberman, who's a director I always liked. His filmography is not really the hugest, but the films that he has done I've really enjoyed for the most part. Of course, the one he did after this one was Blue Sunshine, and then the film that he did after that one was Just Before Dawn. And this one is one that I watched. This is actually the first Jeff Lieberman film I ever seen, and it's stuck with me ever since. And I want a great time to revisit and give you a review of it. And that, of course, is titled Squirm. Yes, this has two releases. In the US, it was released by Scream Factory, and in the UK, Arrow Video released it. Picked up this Arrow Video one because it was cheaper at the time, and it was like one of my first imports. So, yeah, pretty much the gist of Squirm is it's a killer worm film. Yes, it's fucking awesome in its own right. And pretty much the gist of the plot is during and after these thunderstorms, strange things start happening, and we're introduced to our main character of Mick and his girlfriend Jerry. Mick is from the city, and he's coming to visit Jerry's like family and stuff, where we meet her distraught mother, who's kind of unbalanced because of the loss of her husband. She's still dealing with that, and her sister Alma, who's very odd and very soft-spoken if you meet her, and very rebellious. She's like a pot-smoking teen and stuff like that. And we're introduced like the city folk and stuff like that. Also, like the main sheriff, who doesn't like Mick in the beginning because of like the gist of him being like a city folk and trusting him. And then we meet Jerry's neighbor Roger, who's deals in like worm bait and with his father, and very odd character. So what ends up happening is a lot of strange things start happening. They end up finding a few like dead bodies, and then we find out after like the storm and like the power outage, the electricity actually brought the worms up to the ground level, and they start attacking humans. That's pretty much the gist of what's going on. It's pretty much them trying to figure out a way to survive. And then all shit hits loose at the very end of the film. Now, my thoughts on it. Great use of worms in this. No pun intended. Yeah, but just the creepiness of worms in general, because I'm actually... worms kind of freak me out as creatures to begin with, just because of the look at them. And these ones are no exception. These are known as like bloodworms. That's what they're known as in the film. And they have like these little weird oddity like teeth and stuff, because they do drink blood and stuff. I'm guessing that's what they are. I actually never seen bloodworms in person, so I'm not sure. And the way that they use like the sound design of this movie is crazy, because they give like the worms like this crazy pig scream for like the vocalization of the actual worms. So when the worms are attacking, you'll hear like this pig shriek sound, which is actually a pig screaming. That's what the actual sound is. Jeff Lieberman also said that in like the commentary of this film. And the gist of that is it's very odd that it's a pig scream, but I kind of enjoyed it, because it kind of, especially when I was a kid watching this film, it creeped the fuck out of me. And a lot of creepy shit, because like I said, I'm not really a biggest worm fan ever, but yeah, it terrifies me to this day, like this film, especially like when that whole scene at the fucking house. I wouldn't fucking walk in that house at the very end of this film without going too crazy into the end. And that's how fucking freaked out this movie freaked the fuck out of me. Great imagery, and I actually do like all the cast, because a lot of them are like locals of that they actually used to film this. And a few of the main cast themselves are actually like actors that they brought, but a lot of like the locals were actually in the film. and actually has some great like characterizations. And uh, I think that's what makes this film more genuine, because even though like they do use actors for the main cast, they are pretty much unknown actors for the most part. And I do kind of like that because it brings like a kind of realization to the film without giving it too much of like a hokiness, because this film is going to be hokey because it's a killer worm film, but it pays homage to like a numerous like killer animal films that came before it, and even like other like types of films like the Blob. It has like a scene that's very resemblance of the Blob, where the main character figures out what's going on and has to try to figure out how to stop the film, like how to stop the thing from happening within the film. And with that being said, like I said, like the whole ending scene is worth it in my opinion, because if you hate worms, you're gonna fucking be terrified as all hell from that fucking scene at the very end. Fucking craziness. Yeah, but I love Squirm. It's one of my favorite creature features because it still kind of terrifies me to this day. Because I'm a big worm guy. They kind of creep me the fuck out. So yeah, if I had to rate Squirm, I'm gonna give it a solid 8 out of 10. Like it does have like its hokey moments here and there, but I still enjoyed it, and it's actually very surprising for like a full-length directorial debut, especially from a director who directed like one of my favorite like drug movies, Blue Sunshine, and one of my favorite slashers, Just Before Dawn. So I enjoy Squirm for what it is. So 8 out of 10 for Squirm. Awesome shit. Alright guys, this is it for this review. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back next week as always. So I'll see you then guys. Peace out.